Education MEC Kwazi Mshengu will visit schools in Pietermaritzburg to see if they're adequately prepared to resume teaching and learning next week, or rather this week. Mshengu will visit the Intsiga High School, Senzwili Primary and Bongudonga Secondary to check if they've received the required personal protective equipment for learners and teachers. All right, Simphiwe Makhanya is there for us. Simphiwe, a very good morning to you. What can you tell us this morning?
Thank you very much, Desiree. Good morning to you and good morning to the viewers as well. We are at Intsiga Yezwe High School here in Pietermaritzburg. This is one of the schools that happen to have been vandalized during since the start of the national lockdown. It's one of actually more than 200 schools that have been affected by that incident. But with us this morning, Desiree, is the MEC for Education in KwaZulu-Natal, Mr. Kwazi Mshengu, who has been here to monitor the readiness of the school before the commencement of the matric and as well as the grade 9 learners. MEC, thank you very much for your time. Your observations, what can you tell us about them?
Well, I've decided to take this week as part of the mopping up process which we agreed on, to visit schools that in our view are not ready and to understand what is it really that we can do to expedite the process so that all those schools that have been identified not to be ready, we are able to make timeless interventions. This is one of the schools that I'm visiting today, and I will be going in a number of districts for the duration of this week. And what I found out is that indeed the school is not ready. There is no proper running water as it is the case. It's only now that the people who were appointed to install the static water tanks are arriving to install it today. I'm accompanied by the deputy mayor of the district, and we have agreed that immediately they finish, then the municipality will be able to supply water by end of today. But I've also been shocked that there are only one mask per learner that have been delivered, and as a department we procured 2 reusable masks per learner, and now the district director and all the circuit managers must account what happened to the other masks, because the principal is saying we only received 1 mask per learner, and those are the things that indicate that the school indeed was not ready. The issue of ablution facilities are also not in a state that can be used by any human being. The infrastructure unit from the department is here. They need to account what's happening with the chemical mobile toilets, because we took a decision that where there are pit latrines, we need to replace them urgently with a chemical toilet. So I've decided to take an approach to say, let me not be sent to schools that are ready. I want to go to those that are not ready and be able to make interventions, because at the end of the day, it's a collective effort that will make us be ready to reopen our schools. But I also want to be hands-on as the MEC and make timeless interventions, because as I can tell, there are some of the things that are a problem here are just internal deficiencies within the department, and that's what we want to address.
All right. MEC, do you expect teachers, though, to be reporting for duty in KwaZulu-Natal this morning?
Well, that's what we're expecting to those all schools that are ready. I'm quite happy that there are teachers in the schools. All of them are here, even though the school is not ready. And they are quite upfront to say, we want to be the part of the team that makes the school ready. And we appreciate, that's the value that of teachers that we want to appreciate, to say, this is our collective effort, and we need to do our best to ensure that the lives of the teachers is not compromised, the lives of the learners are not compromised, and that is why we're working hard to ensure that all the schools are ready. And I'm quite honored, really, and happy that the teachers of the schools, even though I can confirm and to say it is not ready, but they are here and they are saying we want to be part of those of that team that will make the school ready.
What about those MEC who did not report for duty this morning?
Well, we'll continue to request all of them to report to duty, particularly in all those schools that are ready, because there are a number of schools that are ready in the province. This morning I had a meeting with all the unions and SGPs in one meeting, and we agreed that there's a sizable number of work that has been done, and a number of schools are ready. There are those that are not ready, which we want to make interventions on. But where the schools are ready, we're expecting teachers to be back so that they start getting training, orientation, and all of that. But in all schools in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, we expect at least the principals as managers of schools to be in school so that they help us to prepare those schools.
Okay. MEC, let's look at the issue now of the postponement of the return of learners to the 8th that was announced last night by the minister. Will the KZN schools be ready by then? I mean, looking at the situation here, you can tell there's quite a lot of work to do still.
We're working hard to ensure that at least all our schools will be ready by then. At least with us, the number of things have been done in terms of procurement, deliveries. That's why I'm saying some of the internal deficiencies are leading us into the situation where schools are not ready. We need to ask, where are the masks, because they were procured. So it's such things. And then there will be those objective challenges which are not entirely in our control, such as the provision of water. We need to work with the municipalities and all of those things. So that's why every day now we're working hard as a department. In case we're not 100% ready by the 8th of June, we'll have to devise a plan of what happens to those learners or that are attending the schools which will not be ready by then, so that they don't get left behind in terms of the curriculum coverage, as it were. But we are working extremely hard to ensure that by the 8th, at least all our schools are ready.
What about the over 200 schools that were vandalized since the start of the lockdown? What is the status of those schools?
There are schools that were really hugely damaged by the criminals. Others were satellite, and those where they were really in need of mobile classrooms we have provided. I know there were about 10 of them that we needed to provide mobile classrooms, and the report that I got infrastructure was that process was about to be completed. Then in others it will just be a breaking of windows as well as doors of the schools. In that instance, principals have been empowered to make necessary procurement so that they repair all those things that were destroyed. Obviously, as you can see here, there is another building that was satellite. We have not replaced it, but at least we know that the classroom space that is available for now will be sufficient for the learners in the schools.
MEC, just before we let you go, can you reassure parents who will be sending their children to school on the 8th that all the necessary protective equipment will be actually delivered at school before the learners start actually embarking on this process?
I want to assure parents that there will be no school in KwaZulu-Natal that will accept learners when we are not ready as a province of KwaZulu-Natal. We will continue to try and improve our communication with the parents so that they know which school is not ready, which one is not ready. But we're expecting that those schools that will be ready, parents should find comfort on the fact that we have prepared them enough. There will be safe environment for teachers as well as learners. And where there are schools that are not ready, we'll be upfront and we'll communicate with the parents to say, this school is not ready because of this and that, and probably what other measures we can take so that the learners, as it where they don't get compromised.
Percentage-wise, KwaZulu-Natal has got about 6,000 schools. What would you say is the percentage of schools that are currently ready from the reports that you are getting?
As at Friday last week, the report that I got from the officials of the department was that we had about 4,400 schools that were ready. Out of the 6,000 that we have in KwaZulu-Natal. And obviously I'm expecting that number would have grown now, given the fact that the work continued over the weekend. And we're going to continue to work up until this coming weekend to ensure that by the time learners come back, at least we are ready in terms of our schools, all of schools in the province of KwaZulu-Natal.
MEC, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Okay, that's the MEC for Education in KwaZulu-Natal, Mr. Kwazi Mshengu, saying that the department in KwaZulu-Natal is taking all the necessary steps of ensuring that by the 8th, when learners actually report to schools, all the necessary protective equipment has been brought to those schools. It's back to you in Johannesburg, Desiree, for now.
And with that, it's a break. We'll be back in a moment.